Hey there, Bloomers and friends. I am coming to you from the Bloom office tonight. We're getting ready for Bible Bites in a little while here tonight. Because they sang last Sunday, there's no rehearsal for Bloom Tones. I actually kind of miss it, but that's the way we have it. You have a rehearsal off after the time we sang. Bloom Tones last Sunday was a really good experience, and we were really excited to have some folks join us that have never been a part of a Bloom choral organization before, and reaching out into the community. Some guys that have been involved in some of the choruses were involved, and then two of the Jolly singers sang with us as first tenors. David did a really fine job of directing, and it was just a really wonderful addition to the worship service. And last Sunday was also a wonderful addition was Ron Barry and Scott Griffin. Ron sang a couple of verses of How Great Thou Art, and Scott played for him. It was a very nice gift from the two of them to the Bloom congregation. They're both new members in the last year, new covenanting members, and they've had some things in their lives go on that have made it be that they're very thankful for God's presence and being in their life, and they're thankful for being a part of the Bloom community. And this was a way that they gave back. It was a very touching and meaningful time. We're coming in the church year, the Christian year, up to what's called, in the old days it was called Christ the King Sunday. I don't know how old those days were, but in the days of my youth, and now we pretty much call it Reign of Christ Sunday, so that we take some of the dominionism out of it and make it be more along the lines of Christ being in all the world as Reign of Christ Sunday, rather than all the world falling on their knees in worship and subjugation to Christ. Now that's sort of a theological change, and it is also something that makes us a little bit different than some other Christians around the country and around the world, that we want to be in relationship with Christ and have Christ be in our relationships, rather than it be that we're subjugated to Christ and Christ is domineering over us. So that is a way that it even informs our relationships, in a sense that we want to be in close connection with people rather than domineering over them. It's a different way of looking at the world under Christ's reign, and it's a way that we have to learn and to try to offer, because it means going about the way we do things in our lives a little bit different. In this Sunday's bulletin, the cover is called Reigning Compassion. And many of you know that I oftentimes say that when you see the word holy, you should substitute in your mind the word compassion, so that God's holiness is God's compassion in action. What this is in the Reign of Christ Sunday is basically the culmination of our entire cycle of stories for a whole year of the Bible stories that we read on a Sunday morning. That means that this is sort of like the last Sunday of the year in telling the stories of Jesus for this particular cycle. What it also means is that the following Sunday, November 30th, is in our calendar this year, is the first Sunday of Advent, which is basically like Christian New Year. And we start telling the stories of Jesus over again in a new cycle. And we'll have the 4 Sundays of Advent, and then our Christmas Eve service, our Christmas Sunday on December 28th, then Epiphany is the first Sunday of January, and begin the whole, beginning the story again, to be telling that over again. It's a way for us to continually be in renewal as we connect with the stories of Jesus. We hear them again, we hear them in a new way, we hear them in our lives in a new year, and that can basically be ways in which we are supported by our Christian heritage and our faith in the year to come. So we're in a time of transition. We are in that together. We're also looking forward to the life of Bloom in the future, and we are looking forward to being with you in the future. So we hope you can be with us on Sunday morning. this Sunday, this Reign of Christ Sunday. If you can't be with us in body, we hope you'll be with us in spirit. And as always, we hope you'll keep us in your prayers.